welcome back to my channel. Today I am back with another video of Class 7 Geography textbook, Chapter 9, Life in the Desert. So in this chapter we will read about the people living in the desert, the climate of desert and the animal found in the desert area. So let's start this chapter. You have seen that water means life to plant, animal and people. It is difficult for anyone to live in a place where there is no water to drink, where there is no grass for their cattle to feed on, and where there is no water to help the crops to grow. So we will now learn about the place in the world where people have learned to cope with extreme harsh temperature, in some places as hot as fire and some places as cold as ice. These are the desert area of the world. These are the characteristics of the These are characterized by the low rainfall, scanty vegetation and extreme temperature. Depending on the temperatures, there can be hot desert or the cold deserts. The people inhabit these lands wherever little water is available to practice agriculture. So mainly this kind of place, people choose area to live where there is a availability of water for their daily needs requirements. So now we will talk about the hot desert Sahara. Map of the world and the continent of America. Locate the Sahara Desert covering a large part of North Africa. It is the world's largest desert. It has an area of around 8.54 million. So 8.54 million is like 3 times of our India size, and our India size is 3.2 million square kilometer. The Sahara Desert touches 11 countries. These countries are Algeria, Chad, Egypt, Libya, Mali, Mauritania, Morocco, Niger, Sudan, Tunisia, and Western Sahara. So when you think of a desert, the picture that immediately comes to your mind is that sand, but beside the vast stretch of sand, the Sahara Desert is covered with. There are also gravel plain and elevated plateau with bare rocky surface. This rocky surface may be more than 2,500 meters high at some places. So you can see here is the map of North Africa, and this is the Sahara Desert. It is 3 times larger than India. You will be surprised to see that Sahara Desert once used to be lush green plain. Cave painting in Sahara Desert show that there used to be river and crocodile, elephant, lion, giraffes, ostrich, sheep, cattle and goat were common animal, but the change in the climate had changed it to very hot and dry region. So we will talk about the climate of deserts. The climate of Sahara Desert is scorching hot and parched dry. It has a short rainy season. The sky is cloudless and clear. The moisture evaporates faster than it accumulates. They are unbelievably hot, and the temperature during the day are so low as high as 5 degrees Celsius, heating up the sand with the bare rocks, which turn the radiate heating, making everything around hot. The night may be freezing cold with the temperature near 0 degree. So in the Sahara Desert, days are extremely hot and the nighttime the temperature goes down. We'll talk about the flora and fauna found in desert area. Floramin. Vegetation in the Sahara Desert include cactus, date palms and acacia. In some places there are orchids, green islands with date palms surrounding them, camels, hyenas, jackal, fox, scorpions, many varieties of snakes and lizards are the prominent animal species living there. So as you can see in this image, these trees are called oasis trees, and these are the grasses and shrubs. Now we will talk about the people living in the Sahara Desert. The Sahara Desert, despite its harsh climate, has been inhabited by various group of people who pursue different activities. Among them are the Bedouins and Trogues. These groups are nomadic tribe rearing livestock such as goats, sheep, camels, and horses. These animals provide them with milk, hides. Hides means this means skins, from which they make leather for belt, slipper, water bottle, hair to use for masks, mats, carpets, clothes, and blanket. They wear heavy robes as protection against dust, storm, and hot winds. The oases in the Sahara and the Nile Valley in Egypt support settled population. Since water is available, the people grow date plums. Crops such as rye, wheat, barley, and beans are also grown. Egyptian cotton, famous worldwide, is grown in Egypt. The discovery of wine, a product in great demand throughout the world, in Algeria, Libya, and Egypt is constantly transforming the Sahara Desert. Other minerals of importance that are found in the area include iron, phosphorus, magnesium, and uranium. So, so now we'll talk about the culture of the people living in Sahara Desert. The cultural landscape of the Sahara is undergoing change. Gleaming glasses cause official building tower over mosques and superhighways crisscross the ancient camel path. Trucks are replacing camel in the salt trade. Torgis Torgis have seen acting as guide to foreign tourists. So the tribal people who used to live in Sahara Desert, now they are working as a tour guide. More and more nomadic herdsmen are taking to city life, finding job in a oil and gas operation. So till now we talked about the world, the biggest, largest desert, Sahara Desert. Now we will talk about our country, India, the cold desert that is known as Ladakh. So Ladakh is in lying in Great Himalayas on the eastern side of Jammu and Kashmir. The Karakoram Range in the northern and the Janskar Mountain in the south enclose it. The several flow mountains in the south enclose it. The several flow through Ladakh. In this being the most important among them, the river from deep valley and gorge, Gangrik Glacier. The altitude in Ladakh vary from 3,000 meter to in Kargil to more than 8,000 meter in the Karakoram. Due to its high altitude, the climate is extremely cold and dry. The air at this altitude is so thin that heat of the sun can be felt intensely. The day temperature in summer are just above 0 degree and the night temperature well below minus 30 degree. It is freezing cold in winter when the temperature may remain below 40 degree for the most of time. As it lies in the rain shadow of Himalaya, there is a little rainfall as low as 10 centimeter every year. This area experiences freezing wind and burning hot sunlight. You may be surprised to know that if you sit in the sun with your feet in the shades, you may suffer from both sunstroke and frostbite at the same time. So now we will talk about the flora and fauna. As you know, this desert receive very less rainfall, so very li- there is very sparse of vegetation. There is very scarcity of agriculture activities. Due to high arid, the vegetation is sparse. There are scanty patch of grasses and shrubs for animals to graze. Grove of willows and polar are seen in these valleys. During the summer, fruit trees such as apple, apricot, and walnuts bloom. Several species of birds are sighted in Ladakh. Robinson, red-star, Tibetan snow croak. Migratory bird. The animal of Ladakh are wild goats and wild sheep. So this is very cold area. So animals which have very thick skin, feathers, they are found in such areas. So now we will talk about the peoples living in the Ladakh region. Do you do you find any resemblance between the people of Ladakh and the inhabitants of Tibet and Central Asia? The people here are either Muslim or Buddhist. In the fact, several Buddhist monasteries do dot the Ladakhi landscape with their traditional gompas. Some famous monasteries are Hemis, Tirkese, Se, and Lumura, Lumuru. So, Ladakh is also known as the Little Tibet because Buddhism from India went to Tibet by the way of Ladakh. In the summer season, the people are busy cultivating barley, potato, peas, beans, and turnip. The climate in winter months is so harsh that people keep themselves engaged in festival and ceremonies. The women are very hardworking. They work not only in the house and field but also manage to have a small business and shops. Leh is the capital of Ladakh and is well connected both by the road and airway. The National Highway 1A connects Leh to Kashmir Valley through the Jojila Pass. So normally in the hills area where north in the Himalaya, it is very difficult to make railways, railways, railways. So in the railway system is not that difficult in the Himalayan range as compared to the plain land. So now we'll talk about the tourism. So Ladakh is a tourist place. It is major activity is tourism with several tourists streaming in from within India and abroad. Visit to Gompas. So Gompas means monasteries. Trek to see the Mendus and glacier, witnessing ceremonies and festival are important activities. Life of the people is undergoing changes due to the modernization, but the people of Ladakh have over the centuries learned to live in balance and harmony with nature. Due to scarcity of resources like water and fuel, they are used with reverence and reverence and care. Nothing is discarded or wasted. So only this much in this chapter. Thanks for watching, and this is the last chapter of the class 7 geography textbook. Hope you guys like it. Do comment, like, and subscribe to my channel.